Welcome back. So today we're going to continue with the MR2 build. We got the MR2 right here. As everybody knows by now, it's the 93, and we're trying to get the 5S engine. So we're trying to get this 5S engine. Runs very good, but you know, as we have said, it's just needs a little bit more power. So trying to get this engine out of the car, and that's the purpose of this build, just to document the 3S GTE. What's required to prepare this engine to go into that car. There are a lot of videos on YouTube, and we got to do a lot of research. So my hope is to, with this build, any home guy, DIY, you can get your engine, know all the parts you need to purchase, how to put the parts together to do the conversion, so you can probably do it at home, right? Not everybody has the funds, or not everybody wants to send it to a shop to get it done. I'm doing this really for fun. I enjoy doing this type of stuff, so I think it's important to document for myself and for others, so it's useful for everyone. So welcome back, 93 builds. So we're going to continue. Last week we took the intake manifold off, and I still have them in the box here. All of these things need to be cleaned up. The timing cover is taken off. Everything is still pretty messy, so I need to spend some time cleaning this up and making it look really nice. I'm super picky when it comes down to this stuff, so you'll see as we go through some of the details that will be put into this build. At the local level, as good as it gets, doing it from home. This is not a professional shop. I'm not a professional mechanic, so this is just a regular guy trying to have some fun in his garage and build something that you can also drive and have fun. So I ordered some parts, and they came in. This is just a few of the parts you're going to need, because everybody thinks that, or there might be an assumption that you just buy the engine and it's ready to go and you throw it in, but the engine is a part of the cost, and there's more money here. So if you're going to do this build and you're married, make sure you tell your wife that there's more money to be spent on the engine, right? So I'm going to go through some of the parts that we've ordered so far. There are more parts to come in, and as the parts come in, we'll explain why it's required, what does it do, and get everybody up to speed. So I'll just start off with what we got here today. So I got the parts from TCS Motorsports. Some of these parts you don't have to get them, because you can use the stock parts, modify them to work, but TCS just kind of makes this build a lot easier. So yeah, I felt it was a good idea to just get some of the parts. So these are the radiator hoses. This is the one that goes from the, they both go from the firewall, but this is on the driver's side. Goes up to the water neck, and it eliminates the hard pipe that comes from the firewall up to the water neck and the original 5S FE. So this is kind of one hose, does the job of two. This is on the passenger side. So this is the hose that goes from the passenger side to the engine. So these are the two radiator hoses. We also have the custom made heater hoses. So these go from the water neck, back to the firewall for the heater hose lines. So again, just nice quality, very thick, good silicone. I don't know how many ply this is, but looks pretty beefy, and plug and play design. So these are the water hoses you're going to need in terms of plumbing. I wish I had the water neck to show everyone, but I sent that out. I'm still waiting on that to get back from TCS. But as soon as the water neck comes in, I'm going to show that. I'll show the install as well. But you definitely have to get your water neck modified to work on the MR2, because remember, this engine came out of a Caldina, and the Caldina is front wheel drive. So you fill the radiator fill the coolant from the radiator. But in the case of an MR2, the radiator is in the front, the engine is in the back. So we have to get a water neck modified to work on this engine. So that's in the works. Also got some clamps, very standard clamps. I don't know if I'm going to use these back. I might use the OEM clamps back. A lot of people don't like OEMs, but I do, because they're cleaner in my mind, my opinion. So yeah, personal preference, but they're here in case I want to use them. Okay. Couple packages here as well. So we have the fuel filter, got a new fuel filter, and then these are the custom fuel lines that will connect in and return from the MR2, stock MR2 to the Caldina engine. So we're actually going to take out the fuel rail today. So I'll show you real quickly. If you look around here, this line, we're going to get one of these lines is in here to connect. We remove this, basically plumb the feed line in here, and then the return is going to come off of this. So these are the custom lines, just to make that job easy. No need to make your own hoses. This is a custom kit. Everything comes ready to go. Okay. We got these fuel lines right here. I also have the fuel pump. So this is a NA 1993 MR2. So if you have a turbo chassis, the fuel pump that comes with it, you can reuse it. I mean, the cars are pretty old at this point, so unless you change it recently, I'd recommend just going with a new pump anyways. But this is an NA chassis, so we definitely have to upgrade the fuel pump. So at some point, as we go through this build, I'm gonna have to get this car up in the air, take the tank down, which I hear it's not fun, but you know, we'll see how that goes. But I do have the fuel pump and the kit, so we can replace the tank. Yeah, so definitely we need to get the fuel pump replaced, so we have that here. Some other things, we have we have the valve cover gasket. So valve cover gasket is here, and I got some new plugs as well. So when the ones that came with the car, they were covered in oil to begin with, so we definitely need some new plugs. So I got new valve cover gasket, new plugs. Bear in mind the valve cover gasket, it has to be specific to the Gen 5. So when you're ordering, make sure it's specific to the Gen 5 or Gen 4 or Gen 3, whatever engine you're getting, make sure you buy the valve cover specific to that car. We have the trusted timing belt, so I got a factory OEM Toyota timing belt. Again, Gen 5 specific, so I have that here. I'm still waiting on the idler pulley, which is basically this guy and this guy, waiting on those to get in, and the tensioner. So we're not going to be able to start breaking this down yet and doing the timing because I still got those parts coming in. So once I get everything in, then we'll go ahead and just remove everything here and put everything back and get the engine part back to spec. But for now, everybody's just going to have to be patient, okay? A few more things as we talk about the timing cover. We have the water pump. So we got the Isen water pump. This is a factory part. So got that there, and we got it with the metal gasket, as Mr. Bob Pham, MR2 Guru, reminds us. So we got that here, water pumps, a new water pump. So essentially everything in the timing cover is going to be new. We have the rear main seal, which is on the flywheel side of the engine. We're going to replace that when we get to it. New thermostat, crank seal, cam seals, PCV valve, and grommet. And then this is the gasket for the water neck, which again, I'm waiting on the modified water neck to get back. So these two guys, again, same quality material as the heater hoses. So this is from TCS. They sell these specifically for the conversions. And what this does, it gives you the ability to cap the hard lines. So this one right here that's covered with the blue tape, we're actually not going to use this, so we're going to cap it here with this plug. And if you go on the front side of the engine, we're actually going to remove this line today because we don't use this. I'm not sure what this is for with the Caldina, but in our case, we're not going to use this line. So we're going to release it from here, from the bottom of the block over there, and we're going to pop this out, and then we're going to cap it as well, okay? So that's what these plugs are for. So very convenient. You can buy these plugs at their local auto store, but TCS makes them, and it's very convenient, so I went with these options as well. Just to kind of make everything as easy as it can with the conversion. I mean, I'm no expert, as I mentioned, so, whatever I can purchase to make my life easier, that's what I did. Got some vacuum caps as well, because some of these vacuum lines, we probably won't be using them, at least with the initial conversion, until we had like a boost gauge and stuff. But got an assortment. Got this from the local Advanced Auto Parts. Pretty cheap, under 10 bucks, so that's what it is. And then a bunch of hoses here. So I got 3/8, 5/16, 5/8, 3/4 size hoses. I got heater hoses, I got vacuum hoses, and all of these hoses combined, I got about 4 feet of everything. This is going to replace the heater core lines that I have on the intake manifold. So pretty much all the hoses I'm going to refresh and put them new. So this is basically I just cut to fit, and I tried already. I mean, the ones on the header, they're molded, but these are pretty flexible enough where they'll work and they won't kink. So I got those. And this little smart guy right here. So this is the new oil cap. So if you look at the factory oil cap, it's pretty high, and this is a lower oil cap. And you need this when you're doing this conversion if you're going to use the X-brace on the MR2. So the X-brace that you see on the car here, it actually gets in the way when you put the engine in. So this lower cap allows you to use this X-brace without any problem. So again, this is custom through TCS. So, makes my life easier. So I got it. So TCS. So these are the parts we have so far. More will be on its way. But for now, we're gonna move on to removing, as we promised in the last video, we're gonna take the fuel rail off because I'm gonna send the injectors out to get them flow tested and cleaned. And I'm gonna take the valve cover off so we can see what's going on underneath. And I'm gonna get this valve cover nicely painted. As well, next video, I don't think I'm gonna film it, I may film it, but we're gonna get the block painted black. I have a bunch of paint here. So I have the aluminum finish, this silver. I have this color that I really like because it doesn't show any dirt. So it always looks clean, like a gunmetal. And I have the gloss black, which I'm gonna use on the valve cover. And I have some clear as well. So this paint works pretty good. I've used it on my cars and lasts a good time. It goes on very smooth. So I never use it with a clear, but we'll see how that goes. But we're gonna dress this engine up a little bit, so it should be looking nice. Hopefully next video that you see. So now we're gonna move on to removing the rail, removing the valve cover. So thanks for watching and just stay with me for a little bit. We're almost done here, okay? All right, so we're back getting the rail off. So there are 3 bolts right here, and these are 12 millimeters. So 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna pull these, and then we should be able to just pull the rail up and get the injectors out. There are some grommets inside the base of the injectors that we need to be careful those don't fall out, and put them aside. But I mean, it should be pretty simple. So here goes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So one bolt up. Just gonna rest it on top of the valve cover here. 2. And it's already coming loose. So pretty simple stuff, but again, if you've never done it before, this is very helpful because this is how I learned how to do it, okay? So there you go, and fuel rail is out and injectors are out, and as you can see, you know, the injectors, the base is pretty nasty looking, I'd say. So again, that's the reason why I'm gonna get these cleaned and flow tested, just to make sure we put this engine back together, we have no problems, okay? And then these are the little caps that we gotta make sure we secure. So I'm gonna take these off in a second as soon as I get the valve cover off. All right, so I'm just gonna put this to the side. All right, I'm just gonna put these screws back in as we do with everything, making sure that we don't miss any bolts or screws, or nuts. So I don't know if anybody got the joke on the last video where I was talking about the nuts and, you know, 2 nuts, 3 nuts. So anyways, let's keep it going. So we got the 3 bolts back in for the rail. And now we're gonna get to the valve cover. So we have 1, 2, and these are 10 millimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 on the top, 8, 9, 10. So total of 10 bolts. 3 in the front, 3 in the middle, and 4 on the back side of the engine. So get these off. 1. These are not heavily torqued, so they should come off pretty easy. 2. I'm so curious to see what inside this valve cover is going to look like, because it's going to give us an idea, you know, if this engine, if all the changes were done, and you know, how good the previous owner had kept up with the car. So let's see what this brings. All right, so now that I got everything all pulled, I'm gonna pull these guys up. Two. And I believe these are all the same length, but we'll see. I'm gonna line them up here. Okay, this is the last one on the back. So we got this one out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 out on the back of the valve cover. And again, these are all short bolts. So we're gonna go to the middle. There are 3 of them here, and this one is actually a long one. So there you go. The ones in the middle are long, or should be long. Let's get them out and see. Yep, another long one. And another long one. So 3 long ones on the middle. And then we got 3 more in the front here, and I believe these are short. So let's see. All right, so this is one in the back. Same size. So the ones in the middle are long, the ones on the back and the front are short. I'm gonna end up putting this back in once I get the cover off, but now I'll just take them out, okay? All right, so now to get the valve cover, just basically lift up, and here's first time I'm seeing this, so first time you're seeing this, let's see what inside the engine looks like. And that, I am a happy guy. So that looks pretty clean. For a used engine, I think that's pretty clean. You can see where the valve cover was leaking. So right here, this is where the oil was getting down into the plugs on the previous videos. If you look at the previous videos I did, you'll see we had oil in the plugs and there's where it was coming from. But this is a pretty clean engine, so that looks good. I'm very happy so far. So I'll say all in all, I think it's a good buy. So now we're gonna get this valve cover cleaned up and painted. You'll probably see that on the next video. So let me just set this to the side and close this up. Alrighty guys, so as you see, we're moving along slowly but surely. Finally got the valve cover off, got the fuel rail off, and that's gonna be a wrap for today. So we're gonna close out today. Next video, as I mentioned, would be cleaning the block, getting it painted and prepped, and then more parts should arrive by next weekend. I try to do a video every weekend, so next weekend we should get some more parts. We can start putting everything back together, get the timing done, everything cleaned up, and slowly but surely we're making our way there. So thank you for watching. Again, this video is all about the average guy like myself doing this at home, having some fun, and just sharing the knowledge as to what needs to happen. If you any of these videos you see me doing something you think could have been done better or different, I appreciate the feedback. So comment section, I look forward to hearing your comments. I really have in the comments, so help me out. Send me some comments. I'll be happy to discuss the build with you, and we can all enjoy this as this process goes. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, thumbs up, and see you on the next one.